I'm Bernice, and today I'm going to show you how to make Ukrainian Easter eggs. We're going to start with an egg. I prefer local eggs, they die better, and so that's why I'm using one that is tan, because I can't find any white ones that are local. First thing I've done is I've emptied my egg of the insides using a blowing device, and now I'm going to clean it using a little bit of vinegar. This will take off any extra oils that might be on it. That'll keep the dye from really working well. The next thing I'm going to do is divide the egg out using a pencil. This way I'll have a good start to know how to draw with my kiska. I'm dividing the egg up into 8 sections for this particular pattern that I'm doing today. Dry lightly on your egg. There is no erasing, but usually any mistakes do not show once you put the dyes on. There, ready to start with the next set. I'll be drawing on the egg with a kiska. This has a brass bowl which I'll heat in the candle flame, and then I'm going to put it in some beeswax. The soot from the candle will turn the wax black. The first thing I have to do with my egg is cover the hole that I made to get out the insides. There, so that's sealed now with wax. The next thing I need to do is to divide the egg on the pencil marks using the kiska and the wax. Now I'm going to be adding some designs to make a flower pattern. I'm going to repeat this in all of the 8 sections. And so finally, the last flower. Now I've covered everything that I want to keep the original shell color, so the next thing I need to do is to put my shell in the first dye. You always start with the lightest dye and go to the darkest. Because it's a hollow egg, I can just drop it in. Then I'll have to hold it down because it'll want to float. So I've used the lightest dye for my first dye. In this case I've used a light orange. So after sitting in the dye for several minutes, I'm ready to take the egg out and dry it off before I put on another coat of wax. This time I'll be covering up everything that I want to keep orange. So now I'm going to add some detail to the flowers by putting some cross hatches and lines to add more color interest before I put it in the next dye. There, all 8 sections are done. So the next color I'm using is a darker orange, and so in it goes to the dye. So I've been putting these oval dots near the base, as well as putting some detail on my flowers. And now I'm finished. Last color I'm going to be using today is a nice dark green. So in goes the egg. Alright, our egg is nice and green and ready to come out of the dye. I'll dry it off one more time. And now it's time to take off the wax and reveal all the colors underneath. There's 2 options for how to remove the wax from your egg. You can gently hold it close to the candle flame, let the wax get glossy, and then wipe it off with a rag. Or you can do what I do. I preheated my toaster oven to 160 degrees. I've layered a piece of tin foil in here to catch the wax, and I'm going to put it in and let it sit for about 2 minutes or until the wax looks shiny.
Go.
Our egg is now ready to wipe off all the wax. Do this gently. You don't want to crack your egg after all that hard work. There. All the colors are revealed. You can now cover it with shellac if you like, or leave it as is for display. Enjoy your new egg!